Guys good, huh? Guys good. So I have a customer. The phone's gonna be ringing. I'm gonna excuse me, have to wait till I'm done. I'm making a video, and just for all the people out there, what we're gonna do today is, let's go live on Facebook real quick. We're going to adjust the rockers. All right, it's probably gonna be taking an hour. I'm gonna do a bunch of birds with one stone. It sucks because this is the phone. I need to tell him to stop texting me that I'm busy. Let's see if I can get this to work. Go back with it. Right there. Alright, here's what we're gonna do. So yesterday, or last night yesterday, but last week, Friday, we put the heads on. So you guys watch you guys through how to do that. Today we're gonna put the lifters in and do the rockers. I'm gonna show you the rockers that I'm gonna go with, but we're gonna adjust a bunch of different stuff right here. So this is gonna be a video that we're kind of do a bunch of things at one time. So this is how we're gonna do it. So the Facebook video is not all the way in. I'm hoping that YouTube is. So I'm gonna do it. I'm focusing more on YouTube. We'll start putting lifters in first. So I want to show you guys something. I'm gonna do. So I'm gonna install shaft mount rockers on first. All right. So I made a video before. I should have had a camshaft in here so I can show you guys, because I know that people are going to struggle with this. So when you adjust a rocker, everybody is going to want to tell you want to do it on firing order, compression stroke, all this mamma jamma. That is all hocus pocus bullshit. And I think that stuff is said to try to confuse you guys. I'm gonna break this down real down and simple, and I really wish I brought a camshaft in here. I showed you guys what that was the other day on the video. A lot of people don't know what base circle or heel of the cam, the flat part of the cam. That's the lowest point of the cam. That'd be a lobe shaped like an egg. All right. You have the high point and the low point. You want that lifter the best you can sitting on the low point. All right. That's all that matters when you make your adjustment. The motor's not on. They don't know if it's on compression stroke. They don't know if it's on firing order. They don't know none of that. Lowest point is lowest point, no matter what. I believe some engine builders like to use compression stroke and stuff like that just to mess with you guys and make you guys confused and confuse you guys. I'm gonna take this out because that guy's driving me crazy. So I'm gonna show you guys. So we're gonna do a different style of rockers each time. I'm gonna break each one down, all right? How to do it. So I'm not gonna use shaft mount rockers on this motor, but I'm gonna show you guys how to do a shaft mount rocker, all right? So the shaft mount rocker is every 2 rockers, all right? So we'll do those ones first. And I'm gonna show you guys how to do it. First I'm gonna do is I'm gonna put two lifters in. Here we go. So you guys saw the other day when I pulled the lifters out, I put them in there. This right here, I'm going to use this. This is what I use for assembly lube. This is the Lucas stabilizer. Look at it. It's like freaking syrup. That's what I use for assembly lube. What's going to be the most important thing with your cam is when you break your cam is what oil you use. So you got to use some assembly lube. I use that. That's what I use. I use the red stuff. They got Permatex, makes it, Torco. You could, but I don't have none of that, so I'm not going to use it. And I've done this 100 times. I know what I'm doing. So these are the lifters I took out. I'm going to put it back in. So for some of you guys, I can tell by where they're at by looking at it. All right. So some of you guys, if you can't tell, you can always look down the hole and you can see where it's at. I'm not going to do that. I'm going to slide 2 lifters in. All right. And what I'm going to do is I'm going to turn the motor over. Once I find the ratchet for the motor, the big ratchet. Now I got to find the socket. You know, so I have the correct socket and I don't know where I put it. I might not be able to make the video. I wish there was a way for me to, it's on the impact thing. I wish there was a way for me to stop my phone from ringing, or me knowing it's ringing. So certain people can't do certain things to me. All right, so we turn the motor over, right? If you really want to make sure you're on some kind of compressor stroke, stick your finger in the hole, turn the motor over, and you feel it blowing, hear that blowing my finger out. And then watch the lift. This comes up and down. So this goes all the way down. All right, right there. I can see that lifter all the way in the pocket. All right. So normally I'll do one at a time. I'll turn the motor and I'll feel it. I'm looking at the lifter. It's all the way down as far as it can go in the pocket. All right. So now let's do a shaft mount rocker first. I'm even going to show you guys how to install roller chip rockers on a aluminum head. It's a jimming job. I don't recommend it, but people who want to do it so they can put stock valve covers, I'll show you guys how to do that. I'm just going to do 2 for now. I'll show you guys what I'm doing. And I'm going to show you little tricks that I prefer you do. I'm not going to put all 16 on. I'm going to put 2 on there. But normally I'll put all the rockers on first, all right? Normally I put all my lifters in. In fact, let's do that first. Let's put all the lifters in first. Make sure you see, I'm telling you, dude. What's up, Mitch? What's going on, buddy? Put all the lifters in first. Just ignore the phone. Don't worry about it. It don't matter where I put them at, because when I pull them out, this motor hasn't started yet. Only time you got to worry about your lifter going in a certain spot is when you're trying to reuse the same cam lifters. That lifter now goes to that lobe of that cam. We're not going to worry about that. These lifters go in this block is nice. It goes in this block nice and easy. So I'm happy with that. It's real straightforward, real easy, real simple. Slide them in. On a 455, it's a little bit easier because you can see the lobe. You can see all the lifters because it's open in the middle, where small block holds is not. But the principle is the same. This is going to be the same way for 455. All Oldsmobiles are dead nuts the same way you just rockers. They're all the same. They're all exactly the same. Everything is exactly. So I'm going to teach you a little trick when I put these on, all right? when I put these shaft mount rockers in, so you guys notice when you buy these from me, I put them together. They don't come together. I put them together because you'll be surprised how many customers can't put them together. So I put them together. They come in pieces. So when you see them come from me, when you see them, they're all bubble wrapped. They don't come bubble wrapped. They come in plastic and box, all separate little pieces. When you use shaft mount rockers, you don't have to run guide plates. Guide plates will keep the pusher from sliding. So a lot of people are going to be like, what are you doing, man? You got to put the push rod in. I put the push rod down. I'm going to show you what I do, how I do it. And there's a reason why I do it this way. I'm going to show you right now. This one, this one. If you try to put these on, with the push rod in there, you'll never get in there. It won't let you. Because you gotta screw them in, you gotta go back and forth, screw them in. You can do it, but it's hard. So you're gonna be like, how are you gonna get them in there? You'll see. So what I'll do is, I'll put all the rockers on first. And you can't screw one down when the other. You got to screw them in, like go back and forth. It'll bind on you. There's a bar there's a bar in between here tying every two together. So I'm not using these rockers right here. So, but what I'm gonna do is, I'm just gonna show you how I'm gonna do it. All right? You get it? Tighten it. I'm not gonna torque it. Normally, I torque those down to 50. No Loctite, no nothing. It's a Healy coil. You don't want to torque down the Healy coil. It'll rip the Healy coil out when you take it back out. All right? So it's in. So technically, you want me to put your push right in. But what I do is, I remove all the locks. I take all the locks. Once I do that, I promise you, it's 10 times faster to put all the rockers on, take all the locks off, put the push rod down the hole, and then put all the locks back on. I promise you that. It doesn't sound like it's faster, but it's faster. I'm using all regular hand tools so you guys can see what I'm doing. The cool thing about shaft mount rockers, they're always dead perfect on the valve. Always. Always perfect on the valve. That's the cool thing about the shaft mount rockers. Where when you use the stud, it's not. Now I'll tell you a little secret. Where the Speedmaster beats the Edelbrock head, their guide plates are adjustable. You can stay they're oblong, so you can kind of slide them side to side. Where the Edelbrocks are dead nuts, perfect circle, and they're off. So no matter what you do, the rocker always sits a little cocked on the valve. Between me and you, it'll be fine. It'll run like that. I ran Edelbrock heads like that, no problem. And they're numbered. They'll say flip the guide plate over. One side it'll be 2, 4, 6, 8 and 1, 3, 5, 7. I've done it both ways. It's crooked. It'll be crooked the other way. Doesn't matter. Same. When I send you kits, I give you the push rods. The push rods are the correct length. I don't argue with you on the phone. They're the correct length. If you want to change the length, that's on you. The length I send you is the correct length. I'm very good at what I do when I do this. That easy. That easy. And then put the lock back. And I'll tell it to people. I'll time anybody. Anybody they want. Anybody wants a race. They do it their way and I'll do it my way and I'll beat them every time. I've been doing this. I've been doing this part for a long time. I'm good at this. I'm not gonna put a bunch of semi lube on this because I'm not staining these rockers. I'm just showing you guys how to adjust. All right. Now zero lash. Zero lash. And remember this, guys. I don't know who put this in the world. Zero lash is not when you can't spin the push rod no more. Zero lash is right when this thing touches the lifter. Right there. That's zero lash. I can spin the push rod all day long. Never, whoever put that in the world is messed up everybody's camshaft. Zero lashes. Right now, we're sitting at, there's absolutely zero load on that lifter. The lifter's not being pushed down in any way. There's no load on it. All right? Now I'm going to do the two. As soon as you see it touch, boom, that's zero lash. All right? What I like about the shaft mount rockers is how they adjust. They adjust a little better. So basically, you get it. You grab it like, put the thing in. You grab this. Right size. Alright. This ain't the right size. You need it. So I can find the right size. Come on. It's an odd size. It's 9/16. So watch what I'm gonna do. Same thing, right? You're gonna go in here like this. You're gonna go in. So these are backwards. You're gonna go in, you have a 12. You go one full turn, hold it there. Hold there. Hold on. Get it closer. And one full turn. Lock it. That's it. That's adjusted. Zero lash right there. You're good right there. That's how you adjust those. Simple as that. All right? Now we're going to do the other ones. All right? That's how you do it. So I'll do this one. So one. I'll do right here. So one full turn. Hold the Allen. And that's it. Those are adjusted right there. That's done. Simple as that. All right. To take these off. See, these take a better bite. Let's go like this. That's it. And since I'm not trying now to take them apart, I don't got to take it all like that. Loosen it so it's off. And take it back off. Simple as that. And put your that's how you install these. And just do it all the way around like that. Sandy taking them off. Remember I put this, so what I did when I put them together, slide the bolt in. See how there's a bar tying every two together? Slide the bolt in. Put the pedestal on. It'll look like that. Stick them on the head. Take the lock off like that, so you can slide the push rod down when you're done. And once you're done, simple as that. And go from there. And then push right out. Alright. Now I'm going to show you guys how to do a roller tip, alright? So when you buy heads from me, I give you guide plates. I use 7/16 by 7/16 rocker studs. All right, we're just going to use one for now. So I'm going to show you guys what I'm talking about. So normally you get a guide plate. You see all these holes, how they're circled, but they're oblong from side to side. So what that allows you to do is scoot the guide plate over, get it more center. Where an Edelbrock head, that hole is a perfect circle. There's no adjustment, and they're off. Even they're all off. The shaft mount, and then I thought maybe the heads were wrong, but when I put shaft mount rockers, the valve is dead freaking perfect on the valve. Or no matter what, you just gotta play with them, get the best you can. And some people are gonna look at it and be like, "No, trust me," and it runs that way. It's fine. And that problem is universal. It's not a Speedmaster. It's not a Speedmaster. Don't worry about the same guy. It's not a Speedmaster. It's not an Edelbrock thing. It's so same thing. Put them on loose. I like doing this rocker because now I can really show you what I mean by zero lash. I can give you a good idea what zero lash is when I do this one. All right. So now we got it in. I usually leave them a little loose, and I'll show you what I mean by that. Why I do that. So there's a purpose to that. Listen to that. But let me figure this out. I'm not gonna lie. I gotta learn not to let that guy get to me. I gotta learn not to let him get to me. He gets to me. I should have put that phone on. I should have put it on silent. But I didn't. Alright. So I want to leave it loose because I want to be able to scoot the guide plate from side to side. But this is going to let me show you. So here goes the trick that I'm going to do for the roller tips. Alright, so if you want to run a roller tip rocker, where did I put them? This is my trick to do it. If I can find it. I had them right here. There you go. All right. So here's a roller tip rocker. Roller tip rockers will take the same length push rod as a regular rocker. Same thing. The full rollers. All right. So you slide it in there like that. When you put these rockers on, you got the rocker. The half moon, remember the half moon? It's like a bowl. The bowl goes down. Flat part is up. See the flat part? It's up. All right. So if you notice what I did is, I do have studs for these motors that are 7/16 by 3/8. You can only get these rockers in 3/8. They don't make them 7/16 anymore. For a while they made them in 7/16, but they don't make them like that anymore. So right there, that's zero lash right there. Right there, zero lash. And normally what you do is you run a lock nut. That was lousy. So right here I have a poly lock. So on the poly locks are what hit. They stick up tall. Alright, they hit. So when you put the valve on, it hits the poly lock, not the rocker. But the leather lock nuts with the lock head, that right there will allow you to use it. Alright? And once you're looking at the rocker, you move the, so see I can move the rocker back and forth? I don't know if you can see that. So I'll move it to where I like it, where it's straight. Then I'll lock it. So the problem I'm having right here is the stud is too long. So what you do, so here's where the jimmy job comes in. It runs out of threads. So what you got to do is that space, you got to put washers in there so that it don't run out of threads. And want just enough so you can do your full turn load on it. That's all you're gonna put on there. So basically, what I would do is if it's a lock nut, I tighten this side first. I tighten it so it doesn't move. Now I got it. Now I got the guide plate not moving. Then I'll tighten this one. And the way I'll do that is, let me see if I can find that. I'm not organized. I ain't gonna lie. I let that guy get me frustrated. See, so I can't show you guys all the way because I need to put washers between it. I don't have washers. But that's how you do it. You put washers between the bottom of this and there. And until it can touch. Just enough so you can make your adjustment. That's how you do it on the roller tip. And you don't use the poly lock. You use the lock nut. And I don't have a lock nut to show you guys. I have some, but they're in another shop. In a lock nut, just the cheaper kits you buy the roll tips, they come with the lock nut. Mine come with the poly lock. I sell the lock nut separately, so you can buy that if you want to do that. But that's the little trick you do to run roller tip rockers on cast iron heads. You tell me you're gonna run aluminum heads, and you want to run roller tip rockers, and I'll swip out the studs for you. It don't cost any more money, same price. I'll swip out for you. Then you can do that. All right. That's how you do it. And the lock nut fits in there, so all you'll see will be the rocker. It'll be that height. So a stock valve cover will fit on this rocker like that. It'll fit right there. All right? So there you go. There goes that. There goes that. Push right back out. The reason why I'm taking the studs out, I want to use 7/16 by 7/16. I'm going to install 2 more. So what I mean by that is, going in the head is 7/16. Coming out is 3/8. That's what I mean by that. 7/16 by 3/8. On a cast iron head, it goes in the head by 16, so it's real small and comes out 3/8. But on a aluminum head, you can get 2 studs. You can get 7/16 by 3/8 or 7/16 by 7/16. When I send you the kit out, they're 7/16 by 7/16. And I'm pretty sure there's lots of people out there going to say that, but this is not how you do it. This is the way I do it, and I've had no issues doing it. In fact, this is how Joe taught us how to do it. Some stuff I created my own way, sometimes I didn't. All I'm doing is screwing these in my hand. So I'll tell you another secret. So sometimes I'll tell you a problem on the heads on the Speedmaster heads I have sometimes. So you guys run into this, you know we have this problem. Sometimes they don't break that little thing off of the man, he got me messed up. Well, so basically sometimes when you put the helicoil in there, they don't break that little thing off, all right? So when it hits in there, it don't let the stud sit all the way down. If that happens, you can't pull the heating coil out. Shave about an eighth off of the bottom of the bolt. And it won't hurt nothing. That's how you fix that problem. So we're going to go back with the, we're going to do the same thing. I'm going to show you guys something. I'm going to show you an aluminum rocker. I'm not going to use aluminum rockers. I'm going to use stainless steel. That's my favorite ones to use. But I'll show you an aluminum rocker, right? So a lot of people make a mistake. When you put these in there, sometimes you put it on there. Let me find the push rod. You put it on there. It wants to rub. The rocker will rub right here. It'll rub like this. So when you put the rocker in, it'll rub right there. Right there, all right? And what people do is they put a longer push rod to pick it up. Don't do that. When that motor fires, there's only so much play it has. What it's going to do is it's going to push this up more and it's going to break this off. The length I send you is right. What you got to do in aluminum rockers is you got to get your grinder and you got to bevel them off right here on both sides. And that's on any brand. It doesn't matter whose brand they are. They all do it, all right? Another thing, when you put rockers on, when you look at the rockers, there's a round part and then there's a flat part. You want to make sure the flat part is up. So the flat part's up like that, so that when the lock sits in there, the lock sits on the flat part. I thought that was common sense. I've been finding out lately, it's not. I have customers and I ask them like, oh, should I know that? And they have half them on, half them right, half them wrong. So you can spin it. It spins easy in the middle. The training spins easy. One side is round, one side is flat. The flat goes up. So when I put it on, I'm going to have the flat part up. So the flat part's facing me. And I put my lock on there. So you guys know, the way this is sitting right there, the way that rocker's sitting down right there on that head, that is zero lash. It's in the pocket of the lifter, in the pocket of the rocker. That's zero lash right there. All right? I check it. I move this back and forth. I get it where I like it. The spout strays on to get it. Put the lock on. All right? It's a 3/8 lock, so it's not going to work. Let me get a 7/16 lock. and then after that, you adjust it the same. Right now, this rocker's not hitting. It's not hitting the thing. But if it does, that's what you need to do. You clearance the rocker. Right now, it's not hitting. You'd be surprised how many people don't know that and they just jam it on there. What's going on, Jam? What's up, Raul? What's up, brother? So let me open up another set of rockers. And I stress the fact what zero lash is. Everybody got it wrong on the internet. And I really stress that out, like super over stress it, overdo it, because this is very critical for when you're doing this. The rumor on there is, on the right sides. So they screw them all the way down. I like to back them all the way out. Can't see the sides. And these freaking sides are all over the place. Back them all the way up. You would think they'd put them on the bottom, they put them on the bottom and put them on put them on the top, not the bottom. All right, so that's zero lash right there, right? So all I'm going to do is turn these. right there. It's touching the flat part, right? I got it touching the flat part, right there. And if you look, that's perfect. It's dead nuts in the middle of the rocker, the valve. I got the length just right, all right? Now to adjust it, it's a little bit different right here. I gotta find the freaking wrench again. All right. So it's 5/8. See, it was 9/16 on the other one. It's 5/8 on this one. Hey, Facebook, I apologize. You guys can't see. Let's see if I can do it like that. Yeah, see a little better. So it's very straightforward for this. Put the wrench on first. I go to 12 o'clock. 12 o'clock like that. I'm gonna put one full turn. I'm gonna go all the way around. I'm gonna hold it there. I'm gonna get my Allen. I'm gonna turn until it stops on the stud. So now I know where they're at. All right. Now it's on my stud. It's in the right size. Oh, that's why it's taking so long to do it. That's that one. I'm gonna get it, hold it, and lock it. That's adjusted right there. Done. That's the way you're supposed to do it. Hold it, lock it with the Allen. I do it like this. I'm gonna break it loose. I don't like that. That's not tight enough. So I do it different. I back it out. Take it out of adjustment. All right. So now we're on 0 lash. I'm gonna do again. Go to 0 lash. That means there's no load in the lifter. We're gonna wrench at 12, and I'm only gonna go 3/4 of a turn. 3/4 of a turn right there, and I'm gonna hold it there. Right there, and once I do that, I'm gonna do the last 1/4 turn with the wrench. Like that. And that's how I do it right there. It's locked right there. So now, I'm gonna go do the real rockers I'm gonna do. That's just aluminum ones. If the aluminum ones rub right there, don't put it right there. And that's how you adjust it. That's what was my problem. I didn't tighten the studs. That's why I was like, why is it loose? It's not loose. Just took the whole stud out. Like, man, why is it doing that? Make sure you torque all the studs down. So now we're gonna adjust the rockers correctly. Or not correctly, but all the way. We're gonna do it right. I thought I was tripping. Like, man, why is it not? It's pulling the stud back out. So I let that guy get me frustrated, and I can't shake it. I need to learn to shake those things. Now I'm losing my tools and everything else. I need to learn to not let him get to me. All right, so now we're gonna do it. We're gonna do it completely. We're gonna do it all the way. I'll put all the studs in, finger tight. So normally I do is, I gotta do something one more thing. I gotta put oil on the studs. So normally I put a little bit of oil on all the studs. I usually have like a little canister. I put a little bit of oil on the threads. No Loctite. And I stress the word no Loctite. So let me find the, here's the studs. I should have just did the rockers and not show you guys all the, I want to show you guys everything, all the different ones, because I don't know when I'm going to be putting another motor together. So I want to show you guys that. A little bit on there. See, this is like syrup. And I put them on finger tight, I still want to be able to adjust them. Technically, you can just torque them down. I bet you most people just torque them down. They don't even try to set them straight. They torque them down and call it a day. Me, I like to check them. Edelbrock heads, just torque them down. You can't check them. And everything's the same. Remember that. Just torque them down. You can't check them. There's no checking them. Because all the holes are what's it called? All the holes are dead nuts, perfect 7/16. They're not oblong. Doing too many things at one time, man. I made it. So already what happened, the reason why I keep unadjusted, when I turn back the other way, because I didn't torque the stud down. It was just finger tight. By now when we do it, you'll see what I'm talking about. If I was smart, I'd pour a little bit of oil in it and a little thing, just dip them in there. I ain't smart today. My favorite rockers are the stainless steel ones. One, you never have that problem with having to check them. You don't gotta grind the rocker to clearance them. Never. Because they don't need as much material because they're steel. They're not as weak as aluminum. Well, not necessarily, hold on, I reword that. It's not that aluminum's weak, they use more material to make them the same strength as the steel ones, if that makes sense. So I shouldn't say weak, they're not weak, they're just, you gotta use more, some aluminum, you gotta use more material to make it the same strength. I'll tell you right now, I've never seen, so I've seen where someone puts too long of a push rod and they whack the ass of the rocker off. Or they don't do that shit on the stainless ones. They break the stud out, or they wipe their cam out, or they don't break the rocker. That's why I like those rockers. And they got a bigger trinium, so it allows you to run a bigger lift cam. There's more play like this. They can take a bigger hit. Pay attention to what you're doing. Normally, I don't set nothing in here in the valley. Never. I'm breaking a bunch of rules. So do it on a table to the side. I don't have a table. Do it on a table or whatever. Don't ever sit nothing on there like, don't ever do what I'm doing right there. Don't ever do that. Right here, this right here, what I'm doing, that's not good. Don't do that. I'm just being real with you guys. I'm telling on myself. That's how, you know how I am, guys. You know how I do it. That's what I do. If I make a mistake, I'll tell you I'm making a mistake right now. But I have a bunch of things going on. I'm the filmer, I'm the assembler, I'm the spokesman, and someone's calling me. It's messing with my head a little bit. Just a little bit. I tell you right now, I can do Edelbrock heads faster because there's no freaking adjustment, so I just zip them down. I don't even try to straighten them out. See what I did? See what I did, man? I lost one of the studs. I put it over here. Yeah, put it over. That stud I was messing with, I don't think I put it away. Where I put it at? Where I put it at? Still in the package. Ooh, scared me. Scared me. So I'm gonna tell you another secret too. Another thing that a lot of people don't know this. These right here, these push rods are not oil restricted. Alright? But if they were oil restricted, I want to show you guys something. If they were oil restricted, one side is going to be a regular size hole, the other side is going to be 40 thousandths hole. So I sell those. If you want to run oil restricted push rods, I'm not running oil restricted push rods in these. If you want to run oil restricted push rods, when you install them, the big hole goes down to down the lifter, little hole up. Alright, remember, big hole down, little hole up on oil restricted push rods. Make sure when you're building motor, don't drop the push rod on the floor. If it lands on the, even though they're hardened, you still ruin it. I think it'll still be okay. I was taught that, so I'm telling you guys how to do it. Alright. So I haven't touched the motor or moved it. Alright, so right here, I'm gonna do stainless. So watch. This is a stainless rocker. So what I mean by so this part of the steel, it's not as fat as the aluminum. So you don't have to worry about it rubbing. It don't need to be so big for it to rub, for it to work. Alright? Same thing. You have a round side and a flat side, like a pocket. It looks like a pocket. I don't know if you guys can see it. Yeah, this side. That side goes down. This side goes up. That side goes up right there, YouTube or Facebook. So I'm gonna put the flat side up, slide it on. Remember where it's sitting at 0 lash. That's where I want it. Remember, this time I gotta torque the what's it called? Now I gotta tighten the studs. They won't come loose. It's 11/16. Now I can pull this off. Right there, so I'm gonna go next one. Put it on there. We'll get to where I want it. Tighten it. I'm just tightening so it won't move. Don't gotta be super tight. I'm gonna show you after. Same thing, I put it on there. Get where I want it straight. On there. Tighten it. We rock her off. Tighten it. Same thing. Tighten it. Like that. That's all I'm doing right there. I'm going to show you what I'm doing. Moving it around till I got it straight. Right there. Tighten it. There. All I'm doing is aligning the rockers. I'm aligning it because it's adjustable. I want it straight. There. Same thing right here. I bet you a lot of people don't do this. Remember I said, the Edelbrock heads, don't waste your time, you can't do it. There's no adjustment. And now everybody who watch my video, when they put the heads together, they're going to see exactly what I'm talking about. Where Speedmaster heads, or Speedmaster guide plates allows you to adjust it. Yeah, I'm moving the rocker back and forth. I move it to where I got it straight. Then I tighten the opposite one. All right, tighten. Not really, just playing. Still got to torque them now. So we're going to use 11/16. If I can find it. I have to find it. Maybe it's on there. No. I gotta find 11/16. Not that one. Right over here. All right. 11/16. Always set your thing down to when you're done using it, always set it back to 0. I'm gonna set it to 50. Oh, I'm torquing on 50. Get this off there. I don't trust the torque wrench. That's 50. I'm gonna check it with a different torque wrench. Maybe I torqued that one too much. Now that one's snap on. I'm blind. Right there. So I torqued this one too much. Only go to 50. I'm gonna torque this one too much. Only torque to 50, brothers. I didn't trust that torque wrench. I should have trusted it. It's already tight now. Leave it like that. It went to 50 quick. I'm lucky I didn't mess that up. I didn't trust the torque wrench. Have faith in your torque wrench, man. Have faith in there. All right. So now we're gonna go back to this. These are already made. So this one right here is where I like it. It's where I want it right there. So now it's going to work what I tell you it's going to do. So what they did is they put the set screw all the way in the bottom. I don't know why they did that. Either way, the rocker. But don't forget to put the rocker. Round part down, flat part up. Put it the right way. Hold on. A little bit of oil right here. Tip of the valve. That right there, the way it's sitting, 0 lash. Right there. That's 0 lash. Let me see if I lost the wrench again. I'm going to go 3/4 turn. I'm going to hold it there. I'm gonna turn it where it stops on the head of the bow. Well, I'm not gonna get on it. I'm just gonna stop where it's not ready to turn it. The last quarter turn, I'll do it like this. See, now it's right. See where it's going? There you go. That's not gonna come off. On the second one. So you see it go up. See it goes up. Right there. That's where I'm gonna make my adjustment right there. It's all the way in the pocket. What I mean is the lifter's all the way down. That means it's sitting on the base circle. Round part down. That part up. Back it up a little bit. Right there, zero lash. No load on the lifter. Down there. I did 3/4 turn. Toss on the stud. Right there. That's my it's almost full turn. That's how I do it. Simple as that right there. Normally I'll do this to make sure I'm on compression though. If you want to really make sure you're on pressure, put your finger in the hole, you'll feel it pushing out. So right there, I can do these two at the same time. I wish I was better at video and you guys can look up and see. And you'll see what I'm talking about. You buy the rockers, there's a pocket on one end and you spin it, it's just round. The round goes down. What's up, Manuel? What's up, brother? Like that. I've had a guy, believe it or not, I've had people try to put them on upside down, put the locket upside down. It's amazing, amazing. And you'll notice the locks will all be around the same spot. Sometimes they'll be different though. So if you ever get them off or where they're different a little bit, that's where it wants to be. If you ever feel you did something wrong, just back everything out and go back to zero lash, start again. And you'll see that's where it wants to be. Leave it there. Don't try to make it look like the other ones. Sometimes they'll look different. So far, they're all lined up. Sometimes you'll notice it'll be always the same number. I think it's one of the number 8s is always different. And you always want to make sure you back the set screw out all the way out. You want it, so right now it stopped me, didn't let me go all the way down. Make sure it's all the way out of the way. And right there, stopped on there, right? So right there I'm on zero lash. Zero lash means the lifter is, the push rod's sitting in the cup of the rocker, sitting in the cup of the lifter, but there's no pressure being pushed down on that lifter at all. That's zero lash. That's why I show you zero lash without the lock being on. At that point is zero lash. You just gotta turn it till it kisses the flat part. Same thing always. I'm going a little bit over 3/4 turn. I want a full turn load on the lifter. That's it. Done. Right there. Now it's letting me do every two. I always make a video. I can probably install rockers and adjust them in like 15 minutes. Well, I used to be able to do it that fast. I haven't done it in a while. Where I'm building the motor, I'm not designed. This is my welding shop. It's not designed to build motors. That right there where the rock is sitting is 0 lash. You see they're both level, both the same. And remember guys, I send you this stuff, when the push rod I send you is the correct length. I only do Oldsmobile, so I'm good at what I'm doing. And when I know all the lengths for all the different rockers, so I set it up pretty good for you guys. Everything's set up pretty good. The shaft mount rockers take a shorter push rod than these rockers. Remember that. So a lot of people get mixed up on that. If you do it the way I'm doing it right now, you don't got to worry about that shit coming loose on you. The other way, they come loose. They come loose, or you strip the Allen out. Allen suck. I don't even like Allen. Allen suck. There. What I'm looking how far lifter down is in the pocket. That's what I'm looking at. So you guys understand what I'm doing. All right. You notice I'm not going in firing order. I'm not going in compression stroke. And I'm gonna get some people on the internet gonna say that's not how you do it. I've been doing it forever like that. The motor's not on. The motor don't know where it's at. The motor's not on. It doesn't know where it's at. Don't know what it's doing. Making the adjustment at the lowest point of the cam is making adjustment low for the cam. No matter what firing order you're on, no matter compression stroke, it's going to be making adjustment at the same point. It's always doing it. So a lot of people are going to tell me this and that, but I don't know. I've been doing like this too long. Plus, this is exactly how I was taught to do it, by somebody who was a master at this stuff. Like I said, on a 455, it's hella easy. You don't gotta be unsure because you can see every lobe of the lift of the camshaft, so you can see where it's sitting at, so you can get it dead perfect. Where the small block, it's not open right here, so you can't. There's only one little window, so you can't see it. Well, you can't see where you're at what point you're at. There's 0 lash. I'm just remembering where I'm at. So all I'm doing is one full turn. That's it. And remember, I'm not getting on the Allen. I'm just getting on the wrench. Don't do both. Don't get on the Allen and the wrench. Don't do that. Only do one or the other. You decide which one you want to do. If you're not, you can split that lock. This one's already right there. Perfect. It's already there. Already there. You know what I've learned from doing so many times? Normally, if you do it the way I'm doing it, you can go in order and they'll be like perfectly. Right, by the time you use the next one, it's right there. I've noticed that. I need to stop losing my tools, man. That's what I need to stop doing. I keep putting it down. And I remember where I put it at. There, in the middle there. That's what sucks. And remember, what hits on the valve covers is not the rocker. It's the lock. The lock is what hits. I wish I knew how to do camera better. I'm going to show you guys what I'm talking about. So this side of the motor, the locks are going to be different. Maybe a little bit. If you're doing a hydraulic roller cam, only go quarter to half turn, and that's it. On a flat tapping, I do one full turn. That's what I do. You can run it loose and do like a half turn. Even some people set them at 0. Basically do that where I tell you 0 lash, put the lock and lock it, leave it at 0. That's for like racing application. They run it loose. I don't recommend doing that for the street. It'll be too loud. Like I said, the 455, guys. So it's so you guys know, adjusting a OLDSMOBILE motor, 350, 403, 400, 425, 455, it's all the same. Only difference on an OLDSMOBILE motor, it's farther apart. Same heads, same everything goes on exactly the same way. Only changes will be the width of the motor and the length of the push rod. Other than that, adjusting the rocker, it's the same. So this is the same way you do a 455. Only reason why I tell you the difference is you can see the lobe on a 455. Where on a small block you can't. There's no windows right here. The 455 is completely open. And I'm going to break down some more information about that when I do the intake. What to look for and what not to worry about. So there's the benefits of the small block when you put the intake on. As far as how it's open. You know what I forgot to do? I put oil on the tip of the valve. I'm not going to go back. I'll go back to adjustments later. I ain't go back tonight. I'll finish it up. Just remember what I recommend you do anyway. When you fire the motor up, I'm going to fire this motor before I put it in the car. When you fire the motor up, make sure you run pressure. A lot of people will try to put a bunch of oil in there. Now that's very important if you let the motor's going to sit for a long time. You want to put semi-lube on every freaking thing. I'm going to bring pressure up to the motor. I ain't going to do none of that. But I recommend for your first time, put oil on everything. What am I doing? Hold on. I gotta adjust these two first. Hold on. And I recommend don't put a motor together and make a video. You're gonna set yourself up to mess up. Alright, so these ones, 0 lash, 1 full turn. Let's stop on there. I noticed that the hours were on. One thing I hate the most when I was building motors, the phone ringing. I had to stop and come back to the motor, and I'd always forget where I was at. And that's how you make. That's the setup. See, like I know. Sorry, no, I'm good. So there's one window, and I can see I guessed where I'm at by eyeball, and I'm dead nuts on that base circle of that cam right there. I've been doing it for so long. There we go, now it's right. There we go. I'm gonna go back and check everything, make sure I missed something because I'm on the video with you guys. You hungry, brother? Sorry, man. I'm a barbecue a little bit, man. I still gotta cook dinner for my wife. You know how it is. I'm gonna get in trouble. He said I'm hungry. Sorry, man. Hey, my barbecue guys are like, man, I'm hungry, man. What's going on? Stopping on the stud, locking it. Stopping on the stud. I only use the sign 12 o'clock because that you guys know. But if I can get the range on here, then I do it from there. And I remember go around. That's what I'm about right here. I'm eyeballing it. Just so you guys. If anybody's watching me, like, he didn't go all the way around, I'm just, wherever it's at, that's where I'm going. Put that one on backwards. Lucky on these ones, you can tell it won't let you, so these ones will they have a little indentation that sit in there. See how it's stepped? So it goes in. I don't know how people put them on backwards, but they do. So I don't know how they do it, but they do it. So that's what I know. So on number 8 is always off. You're going to do one at a time. Remember that. Number 8, it's always different. I don't know why. And number 8, you'll notice all these will be the same on all of them, and number 8 will be different. Sometimes. I used to think before I did something wrong. So I would go and I would try to fix it. And I learned, I take it all the way off, put it back on, and it go right back there. But that told me, okay, that's just where it wants to be. That's where it's at. Don't make it look like the other ones. You're gonna, believe it or not, you're gonna want to make it look like the other ones. It's gonna make you feel like you did it wrong because it looks different than all the other ones. Right there. Now watching the lifter go down and then what I do is Remember, there's a big round part. So as soon as it goes down, it's gonna stay down for a minute. I try to get it for it to stay down, time it like in the minute. Instead where it stay down for halfway down. If that makes sense to you guys. It makes sense to me. Remember, I'm gonna oil all this up later on. I'm gonna check these three right here, but and never use any kind of Loctite or anything like this on this shit. Never. If you adjust the rockers the way I'm doing it right now, they won't come loose on you. Hey, just so you know, they all look the same. But every once in a while, I'll get some that are different. They're all the same exact way. All of them. They're all exactly the same amount down in the pocket. And then the way you can tell everything's adjusted right, you turn the motor over, you can feel it. See, it sucks your finger in, and it pushes it out. Like that. Hear it? Pushing my finger out. That's how you know it's right. And I always go by and check each one. It should put a lot of pressure on your fingers. That's how you know they're adjusted right. And there's nothing stuck in the valve. See that one? I've had things stuck in the valve. That one. And you blow it and it comes out. There's something stuck in the valve. Alright, we're good. We're golden. We're golden right there. That's it. Simple as that. That's adjusted right there. That's how you do it. Those stainless rockers. I go with stainless rockers. I prefer those. Those are my favorite rockers to use. I prefer them. Like I said, what hits on the valve cover is the rocker. That's why you got it. Or sorry, the lock. That's why you got to run tall valve covers. I sell the rockers, the taller valve cover. They look like a factory valve cover, but taller. I sell them. I also sell aluminum rockers. The steel rockers that are tall, those ones are best if we try to run factory brackets. Remember, the shaft mount rockers, when you buy them, when I get them boxed, they're in pieces. I have to put them together. I bubble wrap them, send them to you guys. That way you guys don't got to figure them out. All right? And then when you install them, pull the locks out. All right? But that's how you adjust the rockers right there. One full turn, lock it. You do it at zero lash. So zero lash, one full turn, lock, done. That's it. And always, all you gotta do is make sure you're on the base circle of the cam. It don't matter about firing order, compression stroke, none of that shit matters. That's all. It's that easy. People try to confuse me. I go in firing order. You gotta be on compression stroke. You just gotta be on the heel of the cam, the base circle, the flat part. And that's it. And then make sure the liver's sitting close to the middle as you can. You'll see the liver down the pocket. Push her down, rocker. Zero lash. Put your lock. Stop on the flat part. One full turn. Lock it. And remember, on the rocker, there's a flat part and a round part. The round part goes down, the flat part goes up. The flat part gives the lock a surface to sit on. All right? That's what you always remember that. But other than that, I gotta go back and take those two off and put some lube on there. Technically, I don't. The way I do it, I'm gonna bring oil pressure up, make sure I have good oil pressure, and I'm gonna check that. I'm gonna show you guys that, and you'll see these will all get oiled before I even fire the motor. The oil's gonna come from the motor's gonna come in here. I'm gonna bring oil pressure up before I do that before I put the intake on. I have a thing, I screw it in right here. I put the oil pump shaft down there. I turn the motor with a speed wrench. It brings pressure up. And that right there will bring all the rockers. Will have oil run up. That way I see everything's working correctly. Once I'm happy with the way it's working, I put the intake on. I'll do that with you guys so you see it. So I'm not gonna take it apart. I don't need to. I'm gonna bring oil up to all these rockers anyway. All right. But anyway, guys, that's how you do it. Well, hold on. That's how I do it. If you guys enjoyed the video, like my video? No, no, I don't want to be on dipshits. Like and subscribe. I don't even pay attention. Hey, I appreciate you like my video, but I don't even like pay attention to that stuff. I don't even put this. I probably would like to pay attention to that stuff. I just don't understand it and know how to do it. I know how to put a video on there. I know how to push a button, and I know how to go live. And that's about as far as I know how to do. And for my barbecue guys, I apologize, man. I know you guys are hungry. We're gonna go live right now. We're gonna barbecue. So yay. God is good, brothers. Hey, remember, Jesus loves you, man. God is good. God loves you. And hope you guys like the video. Sorry about the interruption. And sorry about me getting frustrated. It's really difficult to do the videos, answer, be on the phone, film, doing all that. And sometimes it gets to me. I'm human, and everything's live, man. You see me make mistakes or whatever. I showed you the other rockers, the other designs, just to kind of give you an idea how I do it, get a little rundown. But these rockers right here, in my opinion, are the strongest rockers you can get. These are my favorite rockers. That's why I sell most of my kits. Believe it or not, people love this rocker right here because of the color. I want a gold rocker. But and they're good. These are nice rockers too. They're just as good. They're nice. There's nothing wrong with them. I don't like them because I think a small block you don't have to worry about, but on the big block, it hits the push rod right here. The leg, for some reason, on the stud, it rubs on the bolt. And what you gotta do is you can get a file and just file this corner down. It's only a hair, and don't let it clearance itself, and don't put it along the push rod. You put a longer push rod, it'll come up and it'll actually snap this piece of the rocker off. It'll break it, it'll crack it. I've seen them either break it here, right in the middle of the tritium, or just whack the whole ass off. It doesn't matter. They'll all do it. If you look at a Harlan Sharp, they clearance it for you. Theirs is already clearanced, but they want to charge you $5,000 to buy a rocker to do that. You don't need to waste your money on that. Just get a file. I usually get my little die grinder real quick. Takes me 2 seconds. Clean it in a part washer. Put them on. I don't take the rocker apart. I don't do none of that crazy shit. Doom, clean it real quick, blow it off, put it on the motor. It's that easy. But anyway, guys, have a blessed evening. You guys be safe, huh? God bless. Good night.